Hey everyone, welcome back to the SEL. So in today's video we're going to be taking a quick look at the new Lionel catalog that came out today around 9 o'clock-ish this morning or so. A lot of this stuff up front is the 250th, so we have 250th Reading and Northern, Wheeling and Lake Erie, Canadian National stuff, Reading and Northern Caboose, a rerun of the ET44s and CPKC, Union Pacific, and BNSF. Another caboose, flagpole, and the NS Heritage 250th stuff. Third Rail has announced half of these in the SD70 variant, and we have the ES44 variants too. I really like all of these. If I had to choose a favorite, it would probably be the Horsehead here, but I'm not going to be getting any of these because if I got one, I'd have to get them all. So, not going to force myself to have to make those kinds of decisions. So, I'm sure at some point I'll be able to pick one or two of these up, but for now I'm going to have to say no. We have a big boy here in the American Freedom Train and the Ox Tender here and some flat cars to round out your American Freedom Train. More 250th stuff, Swinging Bell Atlantic, and some Woodside passenger cars here, along with a new tooling Station Sounds diner car here, which we will see more of as the catalog goes on. More 250th here in the Missouri Pacific GP18s, a Burlington Northern U30C, plug door box car, and a Southern Pacific caboose here, and as well as two trailers. Another 250th offering here in the S3, which we will see later on in the catalog, along with 7 passenger cars that are aluminum and very expensive. More 250th here, Lion Chief stuff. Don't really care too much about Lion Chief. It's just not what I collect. If that's what you collect, great, but that's just not what I collect. More 250th presidential stuff. Just a lot of 250th stuff. Vision Line Big Boy again because those were offered at the beginning of the year, and we have the Excursion Tour version, smoke lifters, more Ox Tenders, and another caboose. More big boy stuff. These are all offerings that were in the Vision Line catalog. Alright, S3. Now, I did not look up the price for these beforehand, but from what I'm hearing around the community and the Discords that I'm in, the price isn't terrible, but I would consider getting one if I didn't feel like I had to get all 7 passenger cars to go with it, and I am not paying those prices for aluminum passenger cars, but I could pay the same price for a set from Third Rail, and they would be, I would have no problem thinking those would be accurate. I'm just afraid that, and I'll kind of see this later on in the catalog, I would be afraid to pay that much money and the colors be wrong. So, again, I've always kind of wanted an S3 because these were one of the first engines that I saw that had cylinder steam, but I just, again, if I got the S3, I would feel like I'd have to get at least, at minimum, the 4-pack, and then I wouldn't be able to stop myself. I would have to get the other 3. So I'm not going to force myself again to make another very bad financial decision to get all of this on one page. And more here for the S3 in a light gray Hiawatha and the dark gray Hiawatha. I do like that scheme, just again, don't want to go down that rabbit hole and have to get all the cars to go with it. Milwaukee Road Union Pacific inspired set here, and a more standard looking black one because the other ones were more gloss, just like this one is down here. Alright, Russian decapods. Now I did look up this one because this is the one I'm out of the whole catalog I'm considering the most. These are the same price as they were when they were offered in 2023. So you have Santa Fe, Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton, Missouri Pacific, Nashville, Chattanooga, Susquehanna, and Western Maryland. Now, I'm hoping someone does an unlettered version of either the Santa Fe or the Missouri Pacific. The Santa Fe one was really kind of generic. It's the same across all 5 roughly. The only thing that's really different is the bell positioning on a few things and headlight placement. But I'm really hoping someone does a Missouri Pacific unlettered because I want that doghouse style tender. It's just something different out of my collection. I don't have something like that. But if none is done, if no unlettered one is done, if I really, really want one, I will go for this Santa Fe one. But I really would rather have a unlettered one. If one doesn't happen, I might just not get one. But we'll see what happens. E6 Atlantis. These are I believe a Pensy inspired one. I believe it probably says something about here in the blurb, but I'm not going to read too much into it. Yeah, two Pensy versions here and a Strasbourg version here, along with a new tooling of, I'm guessing these are Lionel's answer to the open air passenger cars, but they made them diner, or not diner, but station sounds cars. Well, yeah, I guess they are diner cars. Both in the dark brown and the red for Strasbourg. Now, this set I did see, and I believe it was one of the Discord servers I'm in. It's interesting to see that this is an actual real set and a real train, because it looks like something you would see on like a wooden railway kind of thing, and I think it's really cool that this is an actual set. It's not just one that Lionel threw together. Again, not for me, but a really cool set nonetheless. We have a Great Northern set here, just like the last set. Rock Island and Chicago Northwestern in a New York Central set. We have the Woodsides here, along with a Wood Station Sounds Diner here, and a Union Pacific set as well. Alright, I said earlier I'm worried about colors. If I didn't say that earlier, that was in the previous take of this video. The two that I'm looking at right here are the Georgia Railroad and the Seaboard. Now, the Seaboard especially, I'm worried about the colors being wrong, because I had one of these before, and that was the B&O one, and that one, the gray was too light, and not that that bothered me so much, but now that I'm kind of in a Central Georgia phase where I'm trying to get all the colors right as much as I can, I kind of want my other things to be correct too. I mean, again, not that the B&O one bothered me all that much because it's not my railroad, but if I'm going to be paying that much money for it, I want it to be correct. So what I'll probably end up doing is waiting for these two engines to arrive and hear from other people who know whether the colors are right or wrong. And if they're right, I'll consider picking one up. If not, I'll just wait until Atlas or Jay or someone else does them, so that way I know the colors will be right. But just like the NS ones, I'm looking to get all the heritage units that I've seen, and I've seen quite a few of these CSX ones now. And the Georgia one was actually the first one that I saw, and the Seaboard one is actually the most recent one that I saw, and I'm working on putting that video up on the channel, as well as the review for the Atlas cars. They're actually on my layout right now. I'm going to try and finish that as soon as I'm done here with this one. Speaking of heritage units, we have more here. We have the Norfolk Southern Landmark engines, and I've seen two of the four here. And I have the SD70s on order through Jay, so I won't be getting either of these, but I'm sure they'll be great nonetheless. I've seen one of the SD70s here, I believe it was Atlanta, and I've seen the Chicago ES44. So I'm hoping maybe Jay will kind of change his mind on the ES44s at some point in the future and do these two as well, so that way I can run all four at the same time in one train if I really want to, because I believe I got these in Blue Nami. I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure I did get both of them. More SD70s here in Delaware and Hudson, BNSF. A couple UP options here. We have, is that a, I'm not sure that one's a employee assistance. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that I said it earlier. And the QNSL SD70 here. And we also have a Kansas City Southern New Mexico unit down here. BNSF set, you get 2 diesels, 2 tank cars, 2 beer cars, covered hoppers, and a BNSF plug car. It's an interesting read up here on the history of the set. If you want to read that, I'll let you pause it and read it, or you can go look at the catalog yourself. U-30Cs in Burlington Northern, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, Sioux Line, Union Pacific, CSX, Department of Transportation, and LN. I do like this LN scheme. It's a very unique looking scheme, but I won't be getting it, but that is a very nice, very different scheme. Detroit Edison coal set, you have the option to get 3 of these engines if you get the 2 extra engines on top of the one for the set, and the set comes with an EOT on the last car. ST40s-2s, Santa Fe, Conrail, GATX Leasing, MKT, Rock Island, and Seaboard. GP18s, you have Boston and Maine, East Penn, Illinois Central, Louisville, Nashville, Norfolk Southern, and Susquehanna. Now, after my first view of the catalog, I thought, wait, I think Central Georgia had GP18s, and they did, but they were high nose, and I believe that was right around when Southern was starting to take over or something like that, and their units were high hoods. A lot of their diesels were high nose, so these won't exactly match a Central Georgia run, so won't be doing that this time around. Maybe next time someone does a GP18 in high nose, I'll do that. We have S4s, Boston and Maine, Chesapeake and Ohio, Milwaukee Road, New York Central, Seaboard, and UP. Milk cars, I've heard how nice these cars are. I won't be getting any of these, but if these are your cup of tea, go ahead and get one. You have Atlantic and Pacific, Central Vermont, Chicago Northwestern, Missouri Pacific, Seaboard, and Sioux. Beer cars, Conrail, LLBX with graffiti, Cotton Belt, Burlington Northern, Union Pacific, and Santa Fe. And we also have the Budweiser one up here. Bay Window Caboose, Burlington Northern, Erie Bay, New York Central, and Rock Island. Now, I'm not sure why Lionel is almost charging $200 for these. I mean, I think the MTH one is less than $100. So I'm not sure exactly why Lionel's charging almost 3 times, or not 3 times that, but more than double. Definitely more than double. I mean, it just says LED detailed figure, die-cast trucks, rotating bearing caps, easy to convert to scale, couplers, simplified details. Yeah, I don't understand why Lionel is charging that much money for a caboose. I could see them doing that if it had sound, but it doesn't have sound. It's just a normal caboose, so I'm not sure why Lionel is charging that much for a caboose. That's a bit silly. Yeah, I mean, line scale cars, these are $90 a piece. I'm not sure why Lionel is doing that, but whatever. Santa Fe, Central Soya, Erie, Lackawanna, Gulf of Meal in Ohio, Milwaukee Road, and Norfolk Western. 50-foot tank cars, ADM, DODX, DUPX, Hooker, Procore, and UTLX. These are all line scale, so these are all X Weaver. I'm sure these are a decent detail without having to pay, I guess, the Lionel tax like we saw on the Caboose. More Weaver cars here, line scale. Rail box, a couple of graffiti options here for the rail box. Burlington Northern X rail box patch. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I know I'll do it wrong. Maryland and Pennsylvania, and St. Mary's. Insulated box cars, more Weaver, American Colloy, Canadian Pacific, Grand Truck Western, Frisco, and Santa Fe. Woodside Reefers, I believe they did these 1 or 2 catalogs ago. Agar, Hormel, Minneapolis, and St. Louis, Sioux Line, Northwestern, and Pacific Fruit Express. Standard rolling stock, these are just sets to kind of go with coal cars you may already have, and the 2 packs come with an EOT. So you have BNSF, Burlington Northern, CSX, Norfolk Southern, Reading and Northern, and Somerset. I believe there's a mistake here on the NS ones because car's black, and so is the logo. So either these were meant to be gray and the logo is supposed to be black, or the car is meant to be black and the logo is meant to be white. Someone made a mistake there on the catalog. Alright, scale passenger cars. You have some passenger cars to go with past Woodside offerings here to go with your Royal Blue from a couple of years ago. Another New York Central car here, and a Pennsylvania car. You have Trippy Train, kind of go with your Trippy Trolley there. That should be a fun little Skytop lounge there. Aberdeen, Carolina, Western, Skytop, and a Canadian National set. Lion Chief 2.0 mics in your Southern 4501, New Haven, ATSF, and Denver, Rio Grande. If you're looking to get a cheap option for your recently repainted green 4501, there you go. Alright, motorized cars here. Now, I saw these and didn't really think too much of it at first, but then I thought about it. Central Georgia probably had something pretty close to these, and they did. The body style isn't quite the same, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to Alan over at the Central Georgia Historical Society and see if they had something that was closer to this model. I know they had a car like this before. I've seen pictures of it on eBay, but I don't know if they had one that was closer to this body style. If not, I will just ask Legacy Station to put a different ID number on the side of the car, and I'll call it a day, because I think having a Central Georgia motorized early inspection vehicle would be pretty cool. We have a Hot Rod, Lionel, Railroad Police, Special Agent, and a Mafia one. Now on the next page here we have a military one as well as some other military themed options. Area 51 stuff, and we're starting to get into the semi-scale stuff, which is not exactly anything I'm interested in because I just don't collect semi-scale anymore, so I'm going to kind of rifle through it here. We have a Halloween decapod here. I've heard some people are kind of interested in how this one will come out. We have a Polar Express Big Boy and Aux Tender, Christmas Big Boy and Aux Tender, Christmas Atlantic with your options passenger cars here. More Christmas traditional scale stuff. I think I know who's going to be getting one of these, and the answer will probably be coming in his live stream later on today. And that's it. So for the catalog here, the really only thing I'm really considering is one of these decapods, and that's really only if someone does an unlettered. I'm pretty sure Mr. Melkin will do one. If not, I'll just ask him to do one. Although I think I'm going to wait until we have the third rail catalog that's dropping here in a little over a week and a half. So I'll be at Chattanooga for that. I'll actually be behind the booth helping Jay run it. So if you're coming to the Chattanooga show, come say hi, and we'll be doing a live stream of the catalog drop there. But other than the decapod, I'm really only looking at, where'd it go? Yeah, there they are. The early inspection cars here. I think depending on how many orders we need, I think we can get a Central Georgia one done of these. If not, then I'm not getting anything out of this catalog, which is good news for both me and my wallet. But with all that being said, I think that'll be the end of the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are going to order, if anything. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like, and I will see you guys in Chattanooga.